So the company's burning cash. They have cash, but like they're not profitable. They're not. Their revenues are exploding, but the whole thing is the revenues are going to have to continue to grow, right? And their OpEx.
I'm just wondering what they're even doing to grow their revenue. Why is it growing? Who's buying $100,000 Rivians right now?
Bro, that's like someone saying who's buying fucking Model X's and Model Y's. I mean Model X's and Model S's. Dude, like it's
wouldn't
you can go.
Wouldn't watching Tesla's earnings kind of be a leading indicator to Rivian?
Model X S deliveries, like they have quarter deliveries here. They have this is October. Tesla's, right? They produced 13,688 and they delivered 15,000. But look at their Model 3 and Model Y. This is the moneymaker. You see, it's their high demand vehicles, right?
Interesting. I didn't realize the Model 3 and like the 3 is the is that an SUV?
Yeah. So think of the 3 as like a cheap version of the XS, and the Y is a cheap version of the X, right?
Dude, these fucking names.
No.
What's the Y,
the X.
then?
The Y is like the Model. The Y is the Model 3 that looks like this is the model. This is the Y.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was. It's like the SUV, but like smaller. That's what I was thinking.
Dude, it's literally the 3. It's the 3. It's the 3, but with SUV version of the 3. You see that?
Yeah. So it's
and
like
the
like
X
a smaller
is the
model.
X, exactly.
Yeah.
So long story short, to save time here, 416,000 deliveries in this quarter, right? Look at this. Look at these numbers. Ready? Look what they delivered. Look what they delivered. Literally, they delivered the same amount as Tesla. But remember, they only have they have 2 high value. They have they basically have a
but
truck platform.
So those are like the comparables, right? Like their truck compares to the S and the X.
No, not the S. Not really the S, just the X.
Yeah.
Because you remember the truck, they have like I guess the Suburban, right? The Suburban version, and then they have like the truck version.
Yeah.
Or you could say they're both trucks, except one has a truck bed, the other one has seats instead, right?
Yeah.
So they delivered 15,000 between these two, right? They produced 16,000 and they produced more than them. But the key is not the fucking S and X, the luxury vehicles. That's how you get started, the high margin ones, right? That's how you can fund bankroll. Like literally whenever
and then eventually they come out with the consumer grade.
Right, and that's where the money is made here. So right now the stock is representing an X consumer level product. Because they haven't see, the thing about Tesla is when they drop a product, they open up pre-orders. That's what Rivian did too. You put down $100 deposit, you're online, right? Rivian doesn't have a deposit lined up. Rivian doesn't have a product launched or not launched, product lined up to even attain a deposit. So at this point of time, if you're doing forecasting, right, and more financial, like we can do a quick like revenue forecast, earnings forecast here. Look at their annual revenue. You see, it's supposed to get to 15 billion in 2026. This is what the price is factoring in today.
Oh, I see.
This type of growth, right?
Yeah.
The analysts are assuming somewhere along the line there'll be a consumer grade vehicle. If it does media, it's all averages. If it does average this, average that, they'll average out this revenue by then, right?
Yeah.
That's how this works. And then maybe they drop, like this number was much different 3 quarters ago, and this number will be much different 3 quarters from now, right? Like this number will change. That's fine. That's why the stock price moves.
Yep.
But if you look at what's going on here and this type of explosion, something similar would be Tesla. And Tesla did this back in they dropped the Model 3 in 2017, right? So You go to like to 2017, right? And 3 years out, like they were doing 11 billion revenue, right? And or 7 to 11 billion revenue. 3 years out, they were expected to do. They did 31 billion in revenue, right? So it pretty much from 2016, it went up 3x or 4.5x, right? But the Model Y, like in 3, really exploded recently, and like you could see like just the fucking climb. Like this looks all fucked up because of this scale. But dude, they're expected to do. They're doing almost 100 billion a year, and like per quarter, they're doing 23 billion dollars in a quarter in revenue.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Like Tesla is Tesla's cash flow positive. Tesla is a money printer now. I think we spoke about that. Like, dude, their free cash flow is fucking ridiculous every quarter. Like they're printing money. Like this is not the company. Remember how everyone's like, oh, it's a cash burner. They're losing money. That is not the case.
Yeah,
anymore.
like when they first got put into the S&P, I remember they were like barely
Look,
making
right here.
any money.
In 2018,
it was like, dude, like why wouldn't you buy like Berkshire Hathaway instead? Like they're making way more money and their market cap was similar.
Right, but like the whole thing is with this whole thing is Rivian is at that stage where Tesla was when it was doing 6-7 billion a year in revenue, and they don't have like they're doing annual, or they're one right now. They're not dude. They're baby Tesla stage. They just delivered the same amount of vehicles. The question is can they keep this up? If they can, they drop a consumer grade vehicle, bro. This thing will be doing $15 billion in revenue.
Yeah.
And that's here. But like the whole point is this gets pushed up the chain. So like if they can drop a consumer grade vehicle in the next 2 years, this will most likely be here. Like this will be moved forward. And then the way you have to do is you have to do price per se. There's this thing called in the private equity world, it's what we use this thing called a price to sales ratio. Okay. And this is the price to revenue that the company is trading at. So the amount of revenue per share divided versus the company's stock price per share. When they went IPO, they were trading at a 300 multiple. Realistically, tech companies trade anywhere from 10 to 15, right? Then this thing dropped to 45, 28, 10, 6, 5. It's at 6 now. It's pretty much bottomed at 6. So if you look at the annual, it was fucking 1,000. It's at fucking 10 now. It's down to 6. And a 6 multiple, that's even bullshit. The current multiple, this was as of last quarter, the current multiple is 4. Dude, you're buying this company at a 4 multiple. Meaning, if the company can get back to a relative 10 multiple, which is normal, like if we look
how does how does that multiple compare to like what you see in the private equity world?
So in the private equity world, things are trading at like 40%, 50% discount. So the things that should be trading at 10 or 15 multiple, things don't really exceed. Like there's things that are trading at 20 plus multiples, and they're like there's this company called Andoral. I'm sure I showed it to you at one point. That company's trading like a 30 multiple because it's trading on 3 or 4 year forward revenues. Like it's assuming that they're going to grow at this pace for the next 4 years, and you're buying it for a 4-year growth multiple. Like you're buying 4 years ahead in that company. For some reason, people are okay with it, and that's just what the market demands. But then there's companies like Flexport, which are trading at like a 4 or 5 multiple or 3 multiple. That company was trading at a 15, 20 multiple about 2 years ago. And once the economy turns around, I think that those revenue multiples come back up. Like they come back to that 10, 15 mark.
Yeah, as there's like more investors willing to take risks.
Right. And you can just see it with like you could just see it, I think, with a company like Tesla, right? You can go to their multiples, right? The price to sales ratio. Like just look at where they were, look at annual, right? Or let's do quarterly. They were trading at a 20 multiple, right? They're down to 8. Tesla was in 2022, they were trading at 20, 11. You see that? 12, they're down to 8.
Yeah. So
Tesla even got hit. So Tesla will probably go back to a 10. If we go to an annual, right? And we go to price to sales ratio, like ever since they became profitable, right? This was when they weren't profitable. The argument was like, oh, this company's not going to make money. Dude, everyone was scared that Tesla was going to go out of business, blah, blah, blah. Went profitable, 24, 22, and then like 2022. Like this was a 15 to 20 multiple was normal for this company. It's meaning if this economy turns around, this company's going to double, right? Because if their sales stay grow, the stock price will adjust faster than the sales will, back to about 15. So that means the stock's going to go up about 50%, essentially, right? My idea is Rivian comes back up in line with enough capacity and a sound balance sheet. They're at a 4. They're going to get a 15 multiple at some point. From the current price, we do 15 divided by 4. That alone is 3 times 15. That's $45-$50 alone if their revenues don't change. If their revenues change, like let's just say their revenues go up 4 times, right? So if their revenues go up 4 times, their current multiple is really 1, right? Because if their revenue increases 4, but the stock price doesn't change, then you have to divide that by 4. You're at 1 multiple.
Yeah.
Then the multiple has to go up 15 times. Realistically, if the company's like remotely on a path to profitability, and we're talking like at least a 5-year investment horizon.
Yeah, but what's the risk with all these other established car companies coming out with EVs now? Like Ford is
invested in.
Ford has that truck coming out as well.
No, you don't understand. Ford's invested into Rivian.
Yeah, but that's not stopping Ford from also making their own trucks.
Sure. What happens if they use Rivian tech though to do it? Why would Ford invest into a company to zero them out? It's like Amazon. Like, why would Amazon invest in a company? Obviously, Ford can make vehicles. They've been doing it for so long. But you want to know something about Ford? They don't do it efficiently. If you take a look at Ford's revenue multiples, right? You know their price per share. Take a look at this, dude. They trade at this fucking ratio always. Look, like this company is doomed. You see this? Yeah. They can't even get a 1 multiple on their shit because of their debt. They have a fucking load of bad debt, so they can't trade right. And I think Ford Rivian Ford gets. They already sold out? They may have sold out of it. Oh no, they already sold out of it. No, my bad. So Ford's out of Rivian anyways. But this is a shit run car company. Like you can look at even GM, dude. These are companies that got bailed out in 2008. Rivian started. Yeah, Rivian started after though. So like, to be honest, if Rivian started in the GFC before the GFC, it probably wouldn't be around today. Tesla barely made it by. But these are all companies that haven't gotten diluted with government bailouts and shit like that.
Yeah, well, it's just Rivian doesn't have that established brand. So if like these other car companies come out with trucks, comparable trucks, doesn't that just kind of fuck Rivian over a little bit?
I would argue that Rivian does have an established brand for an electric truck. Like if you want an electric truck today, a high quality electric truck, what are your options? The Tesla Cybertruck's coming out, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider that a comparable, to be honest. It's
okay, fine.
It's Rivian. Like a completely different use.
You got
I
was still under the impression
what else there is. Doesn't Ford have one already? What's that one?
Yeah, it's called the Lightning. It's called
powers your house for like 3 days.
No, it's the Lightning. It's this. It's a fucking F-150 electric version. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean like that. I would consider that a comparable for sure.
That's a comparable, sure, but like the price range is rather the fucking same, brother. Look.
Yeah, well, isn't that a bad thing for Rivian?
Not necessarily, because the tech is not like the tech inside here is that great. Like, let's see what the interior looks like. I sat in one of these before. This is what the thing looks like. This doesn't look like. Remember the Rivian? This doesn't look like the fucking Rivian.
Oh, not at all. Yeah, Rivian definitely has more luxury to it.
That's what I'm saying. And the question is now the cult. EV is a cult thing. Like, you end up in it and you want to show it off because it's unique, and you also want to represent the company that you like. I always tell myself this: if there aren't many companies where, like, okay, the company is good if you bought a product from the company, right? Any of the companies that you buy products from, if you would have bought any merchandise that you spent on with that company, if you would have bought their stock instead and made way more on the stock than you would have gotten out of the merchandise, the company is a sound company and the product they sell is a quality thing. Like, for example, an Apple iPhone. If you would have put all the iPhones that you've ever, if you, I don't know how many, maybe about one iPhone, whatever, if you put all that money in Apple stock, you probably made more money on that Apple stock that could have bought you more than one iPhone.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, if I would have put my money into Tesla, obviously I could have more car, but instead I bought a car. Like it's these types of things because the companies are good and the quality of like the reason why I didn't put that money in the stock is because I really wanted the product. And Rivian has this type of thing to it where people aren't as opposed to it. Like, dude, the hardcore truck guys are like, oh, that fucking truck's ugly. But I beg one of them to sit inside of it because I've sat inside of Rivian before, and bro, like you cannot say it. It's kind of like, dude, it's beautiful in its own way. I think Rivian did the right thing with like the headlight, just the way the car looks. It's enough to make people hate the car, and I think you need people to hate the car for people to love the car. And I think that's why the Cybertruck's going to actually do well because
That's actually such a good point. I remember people hated the first Tesla that came out.
yes. Yes, because it has something to do with psychology, right? Like you look at a car and you're like, that car's fucking disgusting. And there's someone out there like,
But
everyone's going to look at this car.
then.
Yeah, everyone's going to look at this car. They fucking hate it, but I love it. I'm going to buy it. And they buy it. And then people are like, that car's disgusting. And guess what? You sit inside it. You sit inside a Cybertruck interior, right? Wait till you see the inside of this. That's what the fucking inside looks like.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it at all. But brother, there's people out there that love this shit.
Yeah.
Right? They sit in here and they're like, "Oh my god, this thing's fucking beautiful." I don't know what this. I don't know what this is. Right?
Yeah.
But dude, I'm telling you right now, the inside of this compare the Rivian, dude has. I think the Rivian is.
Looking at the Rivian interior sold me on it. I hate the way the exterior looks.
Right, but dude, that's the whole point of the car. The car, they could have made that car outside. You can tell a company like Rivian, and this is my opinion. Obviously, you can't really back this up, but you can tell that the thought of this outside, right, versus the interior. Like if you just looked at the outside of the car, you'd be like, "Oh, what a fucking retard design." And then you go into like the inside of the car, like, bro, tell me that either they had two different design teams that weren't talking to each other, or there's a bigger game here being played that, again, reverse psychology. You make people hate the car until they sit in it and they're like, bro, what the fuck? They're like, this thing's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt they purposefully designed it so people hate it.
I don't think. I think they put it.
I
dude,
doubt they're playing
let me tell
4D
you.
chess like that.
I mean, dude, look at this. Like, this thing looks kind of autistic, but like, this doesn't look half as bad. I'm going to be honest. And the thing about
It's
the
got
outside,
its angles for sure, but
it
think
grows on you.
The front,
It grows on
I
you.
just hate the headlights, and I think most people hate the headlights.
Right, but it grows on you. Oh, dude, first off, what the fuck is it? This thing? Let's go. Got the fucking bulletproof. Dude, but again, right? Like, it's not half bad. Dude, you can accept the outside once you realize that it's a decent car. It's not like a minimalistic, like a Tesla. Like, dude, look at this. It seems like it's a nice, comfortable car. You're not fucking, you got buttons. It's not just like this fucking minimalist thing. Like you got you got more than a Tesla, obviously.
Yeah.
Tesla's got fucking nothing. And it's kind of like a cool, like they got this cool naturalistic vibe going on. It's like, all right, I could see it. I don't know if it's gonna be I don't know what the cheaper versions are gonna look like. But that's for another time. We gotta look into that and whatnot. Just I think that the cultness behind this is like, dude, they're looking to do 552,000 annual production guidance. And I mean, let me just do total what the last search on this is total Rivian deliveries. Rivian, is there like a vehicles produced by year? Yeah, okay, let's see. Oh, okay. So dude, they've only delivered 24,000 of these. Oh, that's 2022 plus whatever they've done this year so far. Vehicles produced by, oh, right here. So vehicles produced by quarter. So you can see like quarter 2022 was kind of light and like this thing's been growing. And these are vehicles produced and then vehicles produced trailing 12 months.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
definitely
dude, they're,
looking good. Like they're actually
yeah.
growing.
Yeah. And like, look at like any like Ford Lightning deliveries per quarter. Like, I mean, dude,
That's it.
what? That's
That's
what
horrible.
dude, the fucking like Ford Lightning quarter year to date, bro. Dude, it's you want to know why? It's a fucking dude, it comes back to like remember this. This is why Rivian is unique. It's the look of the car. That ugly look that you're looking at is the uniqueness that you have something that nobody has. You drive this car,
Yeah, it looks like a normal truck.
it looks like a normal truck. And if it's a normal truck, why not? Why are you buying this car and like it's as much as a Rivian? Why you're gonna buy this car to look like you're driving an F-150? It's an F-150. At the end of the day, the interior is fucking ass.
Yeah, so you're getting the same level of luxury and whatever qualities of an F-150. The only thing you're really getting from it is the electricity capacity. So like you don't have to pay for gas. You
Yep.
have some features like you can power your house for like 3 days or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's all you get. Whereas with a Rivian and even with Tesla, they kind of do the same thing. You get that luxury aspect that you don't get with gas powered cars.
Right. They don't have them because the gas powered cars. At the end of the day, Ford is not able to. Ford has to like. Ford's broken, right? Like you grow up, you think of Ford maybe like a Mustang, like dude, an F-150 is a utility vehicle. You see these things being used at construction sites. Like there's no like, oh, I took my F-150 out. Like maybe in some parts of America, but like the F-150 doesn't catch the eye because it's too basic.
Yeah.
It's too basic. And like even the GMC Hummer, dude, at least this thing that catches the eye,
How
you
many
know?
sales have they had?
GMC Hummer EV deliveries. Wait, what? Fucking 47 units? Dude,
No
dude.
way.
A customer delivers the GMC on picked up
It's
almost
so
stolen 20.
hold on. What other comparables are there? Is every comparable to a Rivian just completely underperforming?
Neo deliveries. Here's Neo. Here's Neo.
Okay, so these guys are delivering for sure.
Yeah, these deliveries ES exceeded 10,000 July. Neo delivered vehicles in 2023. They delivered 75,000 vehicles year to date.
Okay, so what? Why would someone invest in Rivian and not Neo? What's the difference?
Um,
What's their market
I
cap?
12 billion.
12 billion. Okay, so they're roughly
And
the
I
same.
yeah, but like look at their revenues.
Yeah, they've already peaked.
I think it has to do with the fact that what they're selling is falling in like their revenues, right? Like their look at their income. Bro, they were close to going and then just they fell off a cliff. And I think that their revenues are just I don't know what it is. I'd have to do more research, but I think that they don't sell enough margin like vehicles with a margin on them. I think that what the thing like the problem with Neo is they started out selling smart electric coupe. First of all, I've never seen one of these in my life. Just so you know, I've never
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
same. I've
So
seen
I don't
Rivians. Like
that dude.
Rivians are totally at the point that Teslas were at a few years ago, where you would kind of see one every now and then. It's like, oh, there's a Tesla. Like that's that new EV company. And that's exactly where Rivian is now, where you see a Rivian every now and then and you think, oh, cool, that's a Rivian.
Yeah, and Rivian's not going to ever. I don't think Rivian's going to replace Tesla. That's not the bet here. The bet here is like it could because there was something fantastic about seeing a Tesla for the first time because it was like it was the only electric like high quality car that existed. It was like whoa that is so out bizarre, like that's awesome. Rivian's kind of coming second to the party. Like, okay, we know EVs exist. We've seen them. They've been around for years. Rivian's cool.
Yeah, but coming in
Rivian,
second a lot of times could actually be good. You have that first company come in and take on all the risk, learn the market and everything, and once they could see that okay, Tesla's successful now, it worked out. These new companies that come in don't need to take on that risk. Rivian's still kind of taking on a bit of a risk because they're selling trucks, which Tesla
but no,
isn't. So it's like a different market.
That's not the risk. That's the perfect angle. If you ask me, every car we just looked at, outside of maybe Neo, right? Neo doesn't sell any truck. They sell this fucking like I don't think they sell a truck.
So they're like directly competing with Tesla, whereas Rivian's filling in a market that Tesla can't.
Yeah, like look at the models, like EC, dude. There's not a truck on here. I don't even know why they have so many. That's another problem with them, dude. How many fucking cars of the same shit can you make? Like, well, what is this? Like, well, what the fuck? Like, this must be like only available in like. Can you order? Can you Neo in America? Like, can you even buy a Neo? Oh, bro, they're not even in America.
No wonder we don't see any.
They're not even in North America. Dude, no wonder this car company's fucking shot.
Who are Rivian's competitors? Do they have any real competitors?
Dude, Rivian competitors. No, I'm gonna put North America because fuck this other shit. Lordstown Motor. Top Rivian
Are those like subsidiaries of?
I don't know. Lordstown Motor, dude. Lordstown Motor is this company. It's called Ride. I don't even know if they're public anymore, dude. They've been right here, Ride Q, bro. They fucking dude.
Yeah, so they don't have any
20 million
legit competitors.
Like Rivian, Tesla, company.
What is Zoox?
Lucid.
Okay,
Lucid's a
competitor. Okay.
Lucid deliveries by quarter. Let's see where they are. Right here. Bro. Dude, this is fucking garbage. 1,400 vehicles? Bro.
Yeah.
They delivered 14.
They really don't have any real competitors.
No, and then like the problem is look at Lucid, right? Lucid stock is worth 9 billion. It's worth, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like either Lucid's
almost as much as Rivian.
Yeah, either Lucid's extremely overvalued or Rivian's extremely undervalued. Something's not adding up here, bro. This company's only doing a fucking 100 million in revenue a quarter. Think about it. This is what I'm thinking.
Lucid's
like
10x their revenue. I mean, sorry, Rivian's 10x their revenue.
No, you got to do the price. You got to do the price per share for the whole year. So if we go to stats, right? Dude, they're trading at 13 multiple. This company's overvalued. Rivian is worth less than this company. They're trading at a 13 multiple to sales, right?
Yeah, Rivian was at 4.
Rivian's at 4, bro. I just can't see how Rivian is not a good investment. Like, okay, if you're gonna do an EV bet, I would not buy this. I think Rivian's literally the best fucking diamond in the rough. Like, I don't know. I can't find a reason why you shouldn't do it. But I
don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell, brother.
Right.
But in the end, yes. But like, there's obviously the market. The reason Rivian is priced where it is because of what is available today. If Rivian doesn't release another vehicle, because they have not gone to do it, right? So the analysts, like for example, the analysts can't really price in. They'd have to use the estimated estimation that of a mid-price vehicle. They have to use the estimated demand. Once the company starts doing it, there's more stuff to put behind the estimates, and there's more firm estimates. Like you buy Rivian right now, there's no guarantee that they're going to like Rivian consumer vehicle. Rivian. Oh, it's the R2. It's called it's Rivian R2. Let's see what this midsize. See, it's this. I don't even know what it's this. The R2, whatever. It says 40. see 2026 and priced into this range, right? 45 to 50 grand. But like the question is will they update that, or will they drop it's a mid-sized SUV. So it's still an SUV. So they're still focusing on the SUV.
Yeah, they don't want to directly compete with Tesla, I guess. They don't want
I
to just
guess
release a sedan.
new plant in Georgia will be constructed in 2020, Robert, at a significantly lower cost structure when production begins in 2026. Yeah, dude. Vehicles on R2 platform will be built in. Yeah, dude. Like I think you can't really see, but it's very hard to build estimates on this going forward, right? Like you have to, the market can price on what it knows. Okay, 2026, do you know how far out that is? And that's why when you look at Rivian stock, right? When you look at Rivian stock, this shit right here, remember what I was telling you earlier? Look at the annual. You see this jump by 2026 from here to here? They're assuming that they're going to get some sort of this type of thing integrated, but who knows? Like they're using baseline estimates. Maybe they drop it in 2026. And this isn't Tesla, by the way. We'll have to see if because Tesla will say, dude, they've been trying to release the Cybertruck since like fucking 2020 or some shit like that. It's 2023. It's thing hasn't been out in like 3 or 4 years. But like if this deadline's accurate, which again, this may be, given it's not, Tesla deadlines are always wrong. This might be accurate. And if this is a remotely close price, the only question is demand. And they can only estimate demand. So like what happens if this is like an actual like seller? Like what happens if the Cybertruck comes out and it's just a fucking, like people are like, they just aren't happy with it. Then what? Where does all that demand go?
Do we know what the Cybertruck MSRP is going to be?
Yeah, we do. I mean,
is it comparable to the Rivian? Like if
yes, it's going to be. Really? It's going to be. Yeah. So Cybertruck price, it's going to start high and then go low. Like,
I really just don't like. If it's the same price as a Rivian, the Rivian is just, it offers so much more.
Yeah. So like when Tesla first launched, they're going to start Cybertruck promoter starting price. Oh, dude, it's in the Rivian fucking thing?
Well, yeah, because it's a comparable if it's the same
Hold
price.
on, received a call from Tesla asking if I wanted to move forward with the Cybertruck purchase. Only 2 options available for initial order. Dual or tri-motor autopilot tier. I selected tri-motor FSD at 70 lock-in. Not everyone will be locked in at this price. Total price was, dude, what the fuck? Dude, someone goes, I'll take that with a grain of salt, a grain of lithium. Quad 1 RT starts at $87K for a conversion, and it's better looking truck with options and wasn't designed by a boy in the 2nd grade. Complete with broken window. Don't underestimate the value of the over the dash sleeping space. You can easily fit a coat up there. Well, you have a point. Rivian is pretty ugly, but still massively better than the Cyber. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, honestly, if it's the same price.
Pontiac Aztec. Yo, he says the most ugliest car since the Pontiac Aztec. What the fuck? Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Plus 10K for the biggest battery pack. Tesla's getting 40 miles in Cybertruck battery, then it's basically the same pricing as Rivian, but more expensive than a WT trim of the Silverado EV, which is a dual motor but 450-mile range. It's all but certain Cybertruck won't get nearly 5,350 is the estimate now. Reason is that 400 batteries. Okay, I'll take the large grain of salt. The price for the dual motor probably won't be cheap. Yeah, so what Tesla's doing here is they're dropping the dual motor because like they're gonna drop a tri-motor. Sorry, they're dropping the tri-motor first, which is the dual or tri-motor, and I think he's going for the tri-motor. For 98
so
to 100K.
The dual motor is going to be cheaper.
Yeah, the original pricing structure of a Cybertruck, like cyber, it was on when Tesla released it. They dropped the price. They dropped the pricing chart. I don't know if we'll be able to. Yeah, like they dropped it here, right? 70,000. Obviously, that's higher than what it is now. Like it's not, dude. Like the guy just got quoted 98 for it.
Yeah.
So I'd probably add like 20 grand to everything. So I think the single motor will start. Will be like
that'll be around like 60K probably.
Yeah, 50, 60K, and the dual motor will be about 60K.
I mean, even then though, even if they do have those options, that's still, I would consider that a comparable to the Rivian. Like people that are in the market for a Cybertruck are going to be looking at Rivians as an alternative.
I agree. And I don't think that this, like, I mean, it's a, dude, listen, it's a unique, I want to say it's cool in its own way. This thing is cool in its own way. It's unique. It's definitely unique. So there's going to get that bunch of people that buy it. You get the clout, but the problem is like, bro, what is the end use of this? Like, is this really like the best comfort truck? You know what I'm saying? Like the all around, like regular, like look at the inside of this. Like, I don't know, man. This kind of looks shot.
It doesn't look comfortable at all. You're like sitting on polygons.
Yeah, dude. And like, I don't know, just doesn't like,
Yeah.
I'd rather,
I
I'd
mean, the
rather
the
have a,
Rivian interior looks a lot more realistic, like user
yes,
friendly, and just it
yes.
has comfort in mind instead of just the appearance. Whereas the Cybertruck, it's like mostly about like what it looks like.
I know, and I think that that's the death of it. And to be honest with you, because like a tri-motor, like high-speed Cybertruck is cool. Like yeah, all that stuff. Like fucking high-powered truck, but like, dude, at the end of the day, it's not. It's not. It's just a truck. Like unless like what are you gonna do? Construction with your Cybertruck? It's like a Rolls Royce Cullinan, right? Like it's dude. It's just an SUV rolls. Like you can't take it off road.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you're gonna take the Cybertruck off road. Like bro, think about how
I
you
mean,
can't
that's
really
what
take it
they're
off
trying to
road.
sell it on that, but it from the videos I've seen, it's not even able to handle like the smallest hills because it's
Yeah, but
so
like
heavy, right? The Cybertruck weighs like 6,000 pounds or something.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's just not meant for off-roading. Whereas like the Rivian though, like that one just seems more capable for off-road. They have videos of off-roading Rivians. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I don't know if an electric vehicle is really something that you'd want to off-road just because it's so
I don't think
heavy.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think the off-roading is even the appeal, to be honest. I think the Rivian is like the Rivian's got
It's
a
just like camping, take it out camping. You're not off-roading, but you're going out there. You got a truck bed to fit your things into, and that's about it. Like you're not gonna go crazy and like climb up valleys.
yeah, the question really comes down to like the automobile demand. Like I think I think Tesla's going to get to the point where everyone's kind of sterilized to them. And I think that's what Elon was afraid about, my opinion. Is that he was afraid that people are going to get like he remember he babied a car company that was nothing into something, right? And there was nothing on the road. Now they're everywhere. And his whole ramp in Tesla was people excited to see the car. That's a Tesla. That dude, it was in movies. Like it was literally in TV shows. Like, oh, that's a Roadster. That's the original Roadster. That's so cool, right? I don't know if you ever watched the show Suits, but like literally in Suits, they have a scene where it's like, oh man, I want to take the Roadster out. Like it was like,
Yeah, well, I know in
it-
in the Batman movie, I don't know which one, but one of the movies, the sound of Batman's motorcycle is the sound of the Roadster.
right. So like it was such an iconic vehicle, and then there was no Teslas on the road, so everyone was like, everyone remember someone's like, oh my god, that's a Tesla. Now he's kind of run into the situation where like the hype is gone. And I think this is the next chapter of where people are like, oh my God, that's a Cybertruck.
Yeah. Even if it's
Like,
ugly,
no,
even if their reaction is it looks disgusting, people
right,
talk about it. And that's kind of
right.
that's the cult aspect of Tesla.
Yes,
That's what they have.
exactly. Yeah, because like, think about it. Like, if they drop the refresh Model Y or Model 3, no one's going to be like, oh my God, that's a Model 3. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
But if the Roadster, like, if they drop the Roadster, that's the
Oh,
next
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
That's the next wow thing after the fucking Cybertruck. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where Tesla is at this point. Rivian has this whole path ahead of them, and I think Rivian is like, fuck all that noise. We need a reliable truck. We need something that looks decent, that can carry its weight, and that just feels quality. And I think Rivian's filling in that void, like instead of riding the hype train, which hurt Tesla at the beginning because to ride that hype train, to have people buy these cars that people thought were ugly, like most people think Teslas generally look ugly from the outside.
Hmm.
Most people.
Yeah.
Now they've gotten better over the years, but the original Model
Yeah, the
S, I
original
don't
was ugly for sure. Like with
like
that the grill at the front that they had. It's not a
like
good look.
images like this, like it was this thing.
Yeah.
This was the original. This thing. Like, yeah, this thing's kind of ugly. Oh no, it was this one. They're like, oh, this thing's kind of ugly, right? Like this thing looks kind of shitty. Now, I mean, they've come such a long way where like the car doesn't even look remotely like this anymore. The
Yeah.
car looks sharp, but still, like, people were like, this is the original inside of the fuck. This was it. Yeah, like, dude, people are like, what is this? Crazy big screen, whatever. Tesla revolutionized this, and I think Rivian can come in and fill the shoes where Tesla just didn't step, and that's my bet on the company.